welcome on board then Pradip Kumar Das, the CMD at IREDA, joining in on the show right now. Mr. Das, thanks so much for joining in and many congratulations at the outset. You are a mini Navratna, and now there are talks that there will be soon a conversation for a Navratna status as well. What benefits would accrue to you, and what is the kind of autonomy that you would have if you indeed do get this status?
Yeah, there are so many direct as well as indirect things, but a couple of things I can share with you. One, that we'll have autonomy for creation of posts up to E7 level within the organization by our board itself, for which we need not approach to ministry, number one. And then for any capex investment up to 500 crore, our board can do itself. So this kind of autonomy will enable, plus another perception in the market. Today, once we get listed, not only our fundamentals, but what kind of perception our investors are carrying, that will pay us in due course of time. See, our borrowers are having excellent perception about us, and they have seen that COVID time how we have handled them. So we work in a holistic approach, keeping in mind the policy perspective of MNRE being the extended arm of MNRE for development of RE in the country, and keeping in mind the nuances and intricacies of renewable energy. We have maintained a steady growth. So having a higher NIM and adding NPA doesn't sound good. So if you see, our NPA has been drastically reduced in last 3 years. Our loan book has enhanced more than double in 3 years what we had in 33 years. And the NPA has been reduced from 7.18 to 1.65. So having just little bit of compromise on NIM, that has enabled all these things.
So, the question on renewable energy, because that's really picked up. So quantify the opportunity that presents for you. Companies like PSC and REC are also entering the renewable energy space. Is this posing as a challenge to your growth?
See, renewable energy was always a challenge and it will continue to be a challenge. And we have already proven track record of 36 years of servicing to the nation by adhering to the best quality governance norms and compliance of RBI, as well as best quality service standards to the stakeholders, the developers in particular, and which has resulted today the largest pure play green finance company in the country. You took the name of PFC and REC. Of course, they are getting into renewable now in a big way. Because the future is renewable. Our all future energy requirement, we have to look for at least 90% of the energy requirement from renewable and new other sources. Because we have to focus not only on energy development, but also decarbonization and energy transition. So keeping those three things in mind, you talk about the business opportunity. Till 2030, we envisage another 320 gigawatt of capacity addition in renewable itself will be there, and which will be requiring around 30 lakh to 32 lakhs crores of investment in the country, which requires roughly, if you take 75-25 of debt equity, 24 lakh crores of investment from debt market is required. And if you take 50-50 of debt from NBFC and others, so around 12 lakh crores will be required from NBFC space, in which IREDA, REC, PFC are going to play a very big and major role. Since future is renewable and thermal, that much will not happen, but still some around 32 gigawatt has been planned for 2030 in order to ensure that load balancing support as well as peak load requirement kind of thing. But till we have enough storage and to support round the clock, that is 24 hours renewable power, which is not now, till such time we need to depend also on thermal. So REC PFC, who is largely was dealing in thermal, today if you see their books, 90% towards thermal. So gradually they will improve and increase in renewable, and we are 100% renewable. Since we have the mastery and expertise in this field since 36 years, we will continue to get our business share. As of now till September, we have around 31% of market share in NBFC space, and we are quite confident of continuing such kind of thing in the time to come.
Right. Also, your CRAR is around 20%. With the fresh issue, where do you think it would stand at? And what's the kind of growth runway that this capital raise offers for you?
See, we have been upgraded from AA plus to AAA stable 6 months back. In order to sustain that AAA stable rating, we will always prefer to keep our CRAR around 17%. Right now it is around 20, you are right. It was around 18 in June. So with further equity infusion, it will further go up. But we have fair amount of sanction and disbursement in pipeline. So, because we believe in best quality corporate governance and we'll adhere to that RBI's fully compliance governance norm, 30% exposure to any entity and 50% exposure to any group. So we are quite confident this additional 1290 crore what we will be receiving now towards equity, that will support for further leveraging, and any point of time we will strategically keep around 7 times of capital gearing ratio. So another some 8 to 10,000 crores of further financing, around 10, 12, you can say further financing we can think of by fully leveraging our equity to 7 times.
So give us a sense as to what the outlook is in terms of viewing asset quality going ahead, because in the past the likes of PFC and REC had high NPAs. Do you see any downside risk amid the high growth that you're witnessing?
Yeah, if you see our asset quality today, we have financed around 62% in traditional area, that is wind, solar and hydro, 30%, 20% and 12% respectively. But if you see in this category, our generation category assets, 80% assets are commissioned assets. I'll request not to compare exactly REC, PFC with IRDEA, because our loan book purely green finance. And 77% of our loan book is private sector owned. It is a quite different thing from them. And if you see our past, it is completely different. They are into completely thermal and we are completely fossil. So last 9 years, when the thrust was given by Government of India, none other than our Honorable Prime Minister, our country is growing renewable in a very jet speed. And if you look at solar, it has grown 25 times in last 9 years. And if you see even ethanol and others, it has grown 5 times now, roughly. So ethanol and CBG, e-mobility, related infra, and the new and emerging like offshore wind, green hydrogen, and its derivative like green ammonia, etc. These are new and emerging, and also storage, be it pump storage and battery storage. These are the new areas. So IREDA has already established track record of transitioning the traditional area to established area, which is established now, that is wind, solar, hydro. And in the time to come, we'll be playing that kind of key role in transitioning the new and emerging areas of area also. See, we have to keep on doing a lot of R&D kind of thing. We need to see what are the best practices available globally. We need to handle the best quality corporate consultants of internal standards, so that what is happening globally, we need to adapt as fast as possible. And if you see, talking about asset quality, in last 35 years, 36 years, we have financed more than 1,07,000 crore till September. And our cumulative write-off is just 203 crore, which is less than 0.2%. So that speaks our asset quality management.
Good to have you on board. Congratulations on that stellar listing, and we will hope to interact with you down the line as well. So that's IREDA, the stock price holding out very comfortably at that 54 level. We'll slip into a quick break.